Hello, Big Jono here. I'm sorry it's taken a little while to get to part 3 of the video. I've come up against probably a game-breaking bug. I'll show you what I mean. So here's my modified Kepler R. I want to go
We're
to the
asking,
Ship
hey,
Services
what can I do
Technician.
for you? Sure, how about it?
I want to make the Frog Stomp my home ship. And turn around and no ship, gone. Absolutely nothing. This is an issue that some people have been commenting about on the forums. It seems to occur with ships that you've captured, hostile ships. I'm not sure that it's happened with ships that have been purchased in game, although some people say that the Frontier has had the issue. Other people have said that if you don't assign crew while you're modifying that ship, or it's not your home ship, you should be okay, but this ship, I had no crew assigned while I was modifying it, and it wasn't my home ship for the duration. The very first time I went to record taking it for a trip, I assigned it as my home ship, turned around, nothing there, so it's a bit disappointing. Okay, what I've done since then,
What can I do for you?
I've built it up really quite well. I'll show
Sure,
you some
how
of
about it?
what I've done to enhance the looks of it. So we'll go into the shipbuilder. What I'm eventually going to do is buy some sort of base ship and then rebuild it from that and give a detailed explanation. But I'll just show you how I've modified it since the last time you saw it. So what I've done is I've made it one unit longer. So I've done that by replacing the companionway with a 2x1 here. I've moved these back out and added the Staryard cowling, and I think that making the sort of the head part of it a bit bigger enhances the looks. I've added these Deimos bumpers just to sort of, in that extra 1 unit space that was added to give a bit more of a flow through the ballast of the cargo onto the other larger cargo holds at the end here. The other thing that is, oh yes, okay. So you'll find that there's no slim docker up the top. What I've done is I've used this Deimos docker, and it's quite an interesting docker. It's a 1x1 unit size, but it doesn't actually have any space like a companionway or a cargo hold. So combined with the landing bay where I just can enter the first floor of the ship, I can just move over one and I can exit the ship for pretty much almost the same area through this docker. So that was sort of enabled by having this extra 1 unit length where I could fit that in down there, and I think that cleans up the top quite a bit. The other thing I've done is I've changed to these Nova Galactic wide gear, landing gear. The reason being they have a thrust of 4 where the other options only have a thrust of 2, which means I can, with these 8 landing gear, I can add quite a bit of extra bulk to the ship without having to, move landing gear anywhere else. Okay, yeah, to extend the bottom layer, what I've done, like I've added this landing bay here. On either side here, I've added the mid braces from Stroud, and what that extra length has done, I think it cleans up the back quite a bit. I now have the 2 main engines up the top here with the 4 other 2 sort of secondary engines spaced down and forward, and I think that sort of rounded sort of look was a lot better than this like straight line that I had before. So I'm sort of happy with how the look of this thing has turned out now. Unfortunately, I can't fly it, so it's kind of a pain. The other thing you might notice is I no longer have those SAL 8330s on there, and this was because I had an issue and I had to go back to a previous save, and I couldn't capture the same ship, so I captured a different one that came with these Supernova 2100s. And to be honest, with some of the rounded surfaces of the cargo hold and the Nova Habs, I'm actually liking these. Mobility is not the great, but I can, if I upgraded all four to the Supernova 2200s, I think I will get my mobility up into the 90s, if not to 100, with this design. So that's sort of an option to look forward to. Yeah, I've changed the guns. I've got rid of the auto turrets, and I now have. I was finding the auto turrets were just like killing the ships way too quickly. I couldn't take any over, so now I have manual control over when to fire and when to not fire. Pretty much everything else is the same. Yeah, the new ship had the J51 on it by default, and a pinch 7Z, so you could upgrade those. I'm not going to do it because I'm going to rebuild the ship anyway. But yeah, in essence, that's sort of where I've ended up, which I think was looking a lot nicer, just adding that extra length to the ship and allowing the engines to sort of wrap around the back there to sort of break up the rear. Okay, if you're watching this, probably the next part of the video will be I'll be starting with a cheap purchase ship, deleting every component and adding back to get to this final result here, and hopefully I will be able to fly it and show you how it performs.